take me to Lancaster Gate. Thank you.
Nothing. He's clean. Do you want me to stick with him to the hotel? Over.
Yes, just in case. Our American friends wouldn't like it if we lost him at this stage, would they?
You can be sure, Mr. Roche, if Madison is to pass top-secret data through a contact in London, Mr. Palfrey will know before the day is out.
I admire your confidence in Palfrey's ability, ma'am. I only wish I could share that conviction.
Oh, you will, Mr. Roche, you will. You have met him, haven't you, Mr. Palfrey?
Briefly, ma'am, this
you get
data...
on famously, I know. Mr. Palfrey, although he sometimes appears a little ponderous, is meticulous to a fault. A terrier, Mr. Roche, a terrier. Another cup of tea, perhaps, Mr. Roche?
Thruxton, Ministry of Defense. Can I help you? Harold? Yes. Richard? I've arrived. Look, I know you didn't want me to ring you at the office, Harold, but I couldn't wait till this evening. I felt I just had to get in touch. Oh, don't worry. Did you have a good journey? Sure, it was great. Look, I'll tell you what, Richard, it's difficult to speak on the phone. Why don't we make lunchtime? Yeah, sure, whatever. The Actors Church, Covent Garden, do you know it? No, but I'll find it. Right, 1 o'clock then. Goodbye, Richard. I look forward to meeting you face to face. Be careful.
Not a word. Put it under lock and key.
Right, sir.
And get in touch with Blair. Tell him he has about an hour after Madison leaves the hotel.
I could always arrange for some of my own people.
Ah, Mr. Palfrey.
Madam.
You know Mr. Roche, CIA.
Mr. Roche. Palfrey.
Tea, Mr. Palfrey?
No, thank you, madam.
The operation was a success?
Not entirely.
What do you mean, not entirely? Mr. Roche's government is very concerned.
Very concerned. If Madison is in possession of that data, we cannot afford to lose it to the Soviets.
I won't let that happen, I can assure you. Not if I'm in possession of all the relevant facts.
Where is he now?
At the hotel you arranged for him.
And he's being watched?
Every minute.
Contact, Mr. Palfrey. Has Madison made contact?
Yes and no.
You're being evasive. I don't understand. Either he's made contact or he hasn't.
I expect him to do so shortly. Mr. Roche, there are a number of things I'm not happy about. I know there was some urgency for us to act in this matter on your country's behalf.
We're always, as you know, Mr. Roche, willing to cooperate whenever we can.
If you could enlighten me on a few details.
You received the information just as it came into us from Washington.
Madison should be kept under surveillance possibility of a contact in London. And not a shred of information has been received from the agency since. Now, to be truthful, Mr. Roche, I'm unhappy with the way this has landed in my lap.
I do see Mr. Palfrey's point.
There was the necessity to act quickly.
Yes, but now we have a breathing space.
What Mr. Palfrey means
Is that the CIA are holding information back.
Yes, well, I will have to talk to my superior. If I could perhaps use your phone, ma'am, and get authority.
By all means, Mr. Roche. The quicker we get this matter sorted out, the better. The white telephone, Mr. Roche.
Thank you,
Dial
ma'am.
straight out. The truth, Mr. Palfrey. I know when you're telling white lies.
You do, madam. You surprise me.
Mr. Fitzwilliam, please.
Come, Mr. Palfrey.
It would seem, outwardly, that the Americans have uncovered a mole for us. A civil servant named Thruxton, Ministry of Defense.
Well, where is he?
The contact, one of ours.
It looks that way, but I'm not happy about it.
If it's one of ours, root him out, Mr. Palfrey. Right away.
Oh, Mr. Turnbull, sir.
Yes, Thraxton.
I may be a little bit late back from lunch. I'm meeting a friend who's come a long way, and I do have some time owing.
That's all right, Thraxton. As long as I know.
Thank you very much, Mr. Turnbull, sir.
You realize this proposed deal with the Americans for Skyscan could be put at risk if one of our people is involved in this Madison affair. The Prime Minister will be furious. You read the directive.
Only this morning. Keep our American cousins sweet.
The Prime Minister personally has worked very hard behind the scenes to secure this deal for British industry, Mr. Palfrey.
I need to speak with him now. Apologies for this, ma'am. I'm having problems.
That's all right, I understand, Mr. Roche.
Yes, for some reason I felt that directive was aimed specifically at me.
One should avoid arrogance. No, this matter must be cleared up quickly and discreetly. I think perhaps, on reflection, that you should liaise more closely with Mr. Roche.
I think not. Not just yet, anyway.
Hello, sir. Yes,
Well,
Roche.
bear in mind
sure.
what that
I
directive
need
said.
authority
Don't
to
let
disclose.
anything jeopardize confirmation
Yes,
of the
sir, you get right.
Skyscan deal.
Or inconveniently put the cat among the pigeons.
I think we should. I agree. If that's all right with you, sir. Yes, thank you. I have authority to tell you as much as I know.
Most gratifying.
We still don't have the full picture, you understand?
Of course.
Inquiries are still continuing.
To be expected.
Richard James Madison. Madison is an aerospace engineer, a very good one. Over the last 6 months, he's been engaged on Skyscan, the new generation IFF system.
Identification, friend or foe.
Proposed for NATO, and to be made in Britain under an Anglo-American agreement, of which I might add, the President and your Prime Minister are greatly in favor.
An excellent system, sir, I believe.
Well, ma'am, if you were, let's say, flying a fighter aircraft at supersonic speed with missiles primed, and an unidentified aircraft appeared on your radar screen, our system would positively identify that aircraft as friend or foe within seconds, unlike existing systems as used by NATO. Well, as you can imagine, a split-second delay could give the other side a devastating advantage.
Now, Madison's sudden departure.
Exactly. His departure yesterday coincides with work on an important part of that system. Top secret. Very advanced technology.
You couldn't be mistaken about Madison being in possession of that data?
All the indications are that...
That he is ready to pass his country's secrets to a foreign power.
Yes.
You can be assured, Mr. Roche, that we will do everything in our power to prevent that happening.
What evidence do you have of a contact in London?
Intelligence sources. I assume. I know no more than that. And if I did, I might still be unable to enlighten you further. You understand. Sometimes we have to act blindly in these matters. Total reliance on one's colleagues. and friends.
Yes, Mr. Palfrey understands.
I've also been instructed to inform you that we have men over here available to assist.
Oh, that won't be necessary, I can assure you. Oh, good heavens, is that the time I was trying? Nice to have met you, Mr. Roche. Very informative. Good day to you, madam.
What part of Covent Garden would you like, Gov?
Close to the church, Jack. Ah, thank you. Curious, then, curious, then. The two most unlikely spies you ever seen, cried Alice.
I've got some news for you. There's a false passport at the hotel for Madison. Also, 2 airline tickets. One is for a 5 o'clock flight to Paris this evening. The other a Concorde flight out of Paris to New York.
Going to New York? By way of Paris? Odd.
Something troubling you?
You know, we have a tail.
Yes. I picked him up outside the hotel.
Curious, sir. Curious, sir.
Yes, madam. The moment he comes in, yes, I will. Thank you. The third time she's in a frightful mood, Mr. Palfrey.
Is she really? I'd better ring her then, hadn't I?
And Special Branch have been on to report that Blair had a shadow when he left Madison's hotel. They're checking on the car now.
Very efficient.
But you, Mr. Palfrey, were clear. No one followed you.
Until I picked him up.
The shadow gave up around Trafalgar Square. A good shepherd, Mr. Palfrey?
A wolf in sheep's clothing. Has there been a further update of information from the CIA about Madison?
Nothing. The last telex was that investigations are continuing.
What do you want me to do now?
Go back to the hotel. As we have a shadow, I think we should keep him busy, don't you?
And Madison?
There's no reason why Special Branch shouldn't continue the observation for a while. We do know his plans in advance.
Right.
Caroline, urgent research. Information on this Skyscan deal that's in the offing, particularly the American background. Opinions, rumours, that sort of thing.
I've got just the source, Mr. Palfrey. An old boyfriend in the city. Used to be with the Wall Street Journal.
Madam, I believe you rang.
Mr. Palfrey, what are you doing?
doing, madam?
Don't prevaricate, Mr. Palfrey. You know what I mean. I've had the Prime Minister's office on the line several times, and Roche is asking very embarrassing questions. I want you here, now.
Our allies, madam, have handed us what they would probably call a rather hot potato.
Let us speak English, Mr. Palfrey.
On the one hand, we are in delicate negotiations to secure a NATO contract for this Skyscan defense system, a very important contract.
I don't need to be reminded.
But on the other hand, the Americans seem to have found a suspect spy in the Ministry of Defense who has links with an equally suspect American boffin who works on Skyscan.
This matter must be resolved forthwith. We must show Washington that we can root out our own traitor, put our own house in order.
Yeah, you didn't let me finish, madam. Why, I ask myself, have the Americans so kindly tipped us off? And is a security scandal involving Skyscan at this point in the negotiations just a coincidence? Why are they so keen to prove that we don't know what's going on under our own roof?
You're asking the questions, Mr. Palfrey. Well, what is the answer?
I don't know. I do know, however, that Thruxton isn't involved with any of our intelligence departments. And he's certainly never come to our notice before.
Which is under the same roof, surely that is suspect enough.
Yes, I agree. I could be entirely wrong. That's why I intend to interview Thraxton this afternoon.
Bring him in for interrogation. That's more like it, Mr. Palfrey.
Well, no, I intend to visit his place of work, familiar surroundings. I want him at his ease. I also think it might be prudent to keep Mr. Roche in the dark.
I'm not sure that I agree with your approach if this deal is... Yes?
Mr. Roche, madam.
Send him in.
Well, as you say, madam, we must resolve
Mr.
this
Palfrey,
today. Mr. Roche, sorry,
Just
I
a
can't
minute.
stop. Terribly rude of me. I have to go. Palfrey, good day to you.
Oh, Mr. Roche, I must apologize for Mr. Palfrey. I did warn you that he was a little,
Strange?
Yes, but a terrier, Mr. Roche. A terrier. Do sit down.
Ma'am, our agents have found what they believe is incriminating evidence in Madison's Los Angeles apartment. We have a team of cryptographers working on coded material found. It doesn't look good, ma'am.
Thruxton,
Yes, Mr. Turnbull, sir.
there's a gentleman in my office from another department who wants to see you.
A gentleman?
From another department.
Yes, sir. Right, Mr. Turnbull, sir.
Palfrey, you must be Mr. Thraxton.
Yes.
Strange how one can wander these hallowed corridors year after year and never meet.
I'm sorry, I don't understand, Mr.
Oh, Palfrey, silly of me not to introduce myself properly. Do take a seat, Mr. Thruxton. Security takes on many shapes and forms.
Security.
What is your relationship with Richard Madison?
Richard, how do you know about Richard?
Well, you met him for lunch, didn't you?
Well, yes, he's an old friend.
An old friend, ah. And how did the friendship spring up, if you don't mind me asking?
Can you tell me what this is all about, Mr. Palfrey?
Yes, all in good time. At first, I must know how you came to meet Mr. Madison and why.
Quite innocently, Mr. Palfrey. Nothing sinister.
I'm glad to hear it.
It was through a hobby of mine. I'm a keen war games enthusiast, you see, Mr. Palfrey.
War games?
Yes, we fight imaginary battles of the past. But they're not all imaginary. Sometimes we reenact famous campaigns like Agincourt and Bosworth.
Not with swords and muskets, I trust.
No, more civilized. Dyson-led soldiers, counters, maps of the world, that kind of thing.
How interesting.
I had this notion of creating a truly international war game. So I put an advertisement in a civil service magazine, one with a worldwide circulation, just to see if there are any more enthusiasts like me out there.
And there were?
I had about 20 replies originally. Richard was one of them.
You said originally?
It never really got off the ground. The idea was not unlike postal chess. But there were arguments about the rules. What battles we should play, who we should have as allies. They got more and more complicated, and slowly people dropped out. Until there were only 3 of us left.
3 of you?
Yes. Richard and myself and Manfred.
Manfred?
Manfred Stratter. Manfred's a West Berliner, an analyst for a market research company. He was once a civil servant. We're all meeting up at my place tonight.
The 3 of you?
Well, yes, Manfred's flying in this evening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, I've got that. Just in your pocket. How would you like to sample my fondue bourguignon next week? Yes? Good. I'll give you a ring on Friday. Thanks again for the information, Bessie. Bye.
When am I going to try your fondue bourguignon?
Fondue bourguignon is for poppets.
Oh, well. Counts me out.
Afraid so, Blair. Mr. Palfrey's office? Yes, madam. No, I'm afraid he's not back yet. I could possibly get in touch with him if need be. Yes. To ring you right away. Yes, I'll do that. Thank you, madam.
Madam the Coordinator.
And a most insistent coordinator.
And where is himself?
Himself is at the MOD with Thruxton.
Well, I wouldn't interrupt him.
No, perhaps not. I thought you were giving a shadow the runaround.
Shadows get bored, particularly when it dawns on them they put their money on the wrong horse. Anything from Special Branch?
Madison left the hotel by the fire escape. He's under constant surveillance.
So, we sit back and wait for Mr. Palfrey.
Well, some of us do.
Tell me more about Manfred Stratter.
Well, there's not a lot more to tell. I know nothing about his personal life. I do know he's an excellent wargamer. His strategy's uncanny.
But you never met?
No, I've never met Richard either until today.
Who arranged the meeting?
Richard. He rang me out of the blue. He said he'd be in London for a few days, and wouldn't it be nice for the 3 of us to have a get-together? I offered to ring Manfred, but he said he'd already been in touch. Manfred was highly delighted with the idea, so we're all meeting up at my place tonight at 7.
Tonight? At 7?
Yes.
I'm going to ask a favour of you, Mr. Thruxton. Not to mention our little chat to your friends, or my interest in them.
There's nothing wrong, is there?
Oh, no. Indiscriminate vetting is, I'm afraid, a continuous process, and with possible promotion, well, you can appreciate the Ministry's position.
Promotion?
Yes, it's been mentioned.
Promotion?
Tell me more about the wargaming. Let me see if I have this right. Each player sends instructions of his next moves to you by post. You, acting as referee, record those moves on a map of the battle area, then send the instructions on to the next player. You're the middleman, so to speak.
Yes, but we don't write down our moves anymore in letter form. We use computers.
Computers?
Oh, it's more efficient, Mr. Palfrey. Opens up the game completely. Information at your fingertips. Abbreviations for logistics, map references, codes for intelligence reports. The possibilities are endless.
So you each have a computer?
Yes, we communicate by modem with compatible software.
Fascinating. And the game you're playing at the moment, your current campaign?
Ah, we've taken to the high ground, not my particular field. Missiles, lasers, space surveillance and intelligence gathering, orbiting satellites. Star Wars, Mr. Palfrey.
Star Wars. Whatever next?
It's exciting, but nothing can compare with the flash of sabers and the smell of gunpowder.
Star Wars.
If you had to recount the history of a famous battle, what would it be, Mr. Palfrey?
I always had a romantic notion of the defense of La Haye Sainte.
Waterloo? My favourite. Wellington? Napoleon? La Haye Sainte.
You know, I always had a theory that Napoleon should... Oh, damn it, no, I haven't got the time. I, unlike Marshal May, have the foreknowledge. I shall retire gracefully. Thank you for your help, Mr. Thruxton.
I'm sure I can find you something useful to do whilst you're waiting. How about indexing? Oh, I know. It's women's work, really. Awfully mundane. Still, you shouldn't find any problem. You record the name or subject in the front of the register with the corresponding page number. You then cross-reference with an entry in our own index. Simple. You know, it unsettles me, Blair, you just sitting there doing nothing. The civil service subscribes to the principle of equal opportunities. I'm just providing you with one.
He who think too little, talk too much.
Ah, Mr. Palfrey, she's been on the phone again.
Damn the woman.
She insists you ring right away before you do anything else.
Have we got anything to drink, Caroline? Preferably something hot.
I'll go and get it, Mr. Palfrey. Oh, and the information you required.
Thank you. Aha!
I do like secrets.
As I expected.
How did you get on with Thruxton? Fruitful?
In fact, yes. Someone's been very clever. You know, we're part of a game.
I don't like games. Games have rules.
This one hasn't. Madam.
Mr. Palfrey, I want Madison and Thruxton brought in immediately for interrogation, and I want either Roche or one of his colleagues present.
No, madam. I shall do this my way.
Mr. Palfrey, I don't have to remind
Excuse me, madam. Something has arisen. Another factor in the game.
Game? What are you talking about, Mr. Palfrey?
We now have a third man. A West German. Flying in tonight to meet Thruxton and Madison.
Ah, well, that does throw a different light on the matter. All the same, I think it would be diplomatic to have one of Roche's men with you.
Well, I thought we had.
I wish you wouldn't speak in riddles, Mr. Palfrey. We must show some cooperation with our American friends.
I think you know I prefer to work alone.
Mr. Palfrey.
Yes, madam.
Keep me informed.
Yes, madam. Thank you, Caroline.
West German. Sounds promising.
Oh, it's too promising.
What does that mean?
We have an American who we're led to believe is a traitor.
False passport, airline tickets.
Circumstantial.
And?
A naive young Englishman, a clerk at the Ministry of Defense, who we are to assume is a contact for some foreign power.
And then to complicate matters, we have...
Oh, a late entrant, one Manfred Stratter, as close to the Iron Curtain as you can get. How convenient.
Is there a common denominator?
Yeah. Wargaming.
Wargaming? But isn't that fantasy?
Not to those who play it.
So, what's the next step?
Caroline, information on Manfred Stratter, family background, who he works for, friends, etc. I mean, check all possible indices.
West German intelligence people.
Yes, why not?
I'll get onto it right away, Mr. Palfrey.
Good girl. And I want Thruxton's file.
You've obviously something on your mind.
All three of them have agreed to meet at Thruxton's flat tonight at 7 o'clock.
Except that some unknown person has arranged for Madison to be in Paris at that time, waiting for a Concorde flight to New York later in the evening. It doesn't add up.
Well, I think perhaps Gloriana was right. We should bring Madison in for interrogation.
She will insist Roche be present.
I said perhaps she was right. I didn't say she should know. Not yet, anyway.
Shall I pick him up?
Yes, I think it's about time we made our acquaintance with Mr. Madison, don't you?
Can I give you a lift, Mr. Madison?
What am I up to? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what you mean.
You have come to this country and set up a meeting with two other people who are, by all accounts, friends of yours, yet you have in your possession 2 airline tickets which clearly indicate you do not intend to keep that rendezvous. What is going on, Mr. Madison?
Nothing. I changed my mind, that's all.
Without informing your friends?
Yes, well, I was going to write and explain.
Do you know that there is a flight from Paris to New York which gets you there more quickly than this later Concorde flight? Who or what would you be waiting for in Paris?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Then there's this false passport. Louis Schwartz, an excellent counterfeit. No. Mr. Madison, you were involved in something devious. Whose idea was it that you come to this country and set up that meeting?
No. I demand to see someone from the American embassy. I have the right as an American citizen.
But you're suspected of being a traitor by your own country, Mr. Madison, passing top-secret data to a foreign power.
No, that's not true.
A name? Do you have a name?
A name? What do you mean?
They've left you nothing to fall back on. No lifeline. Not even a telephone number. I can't believe that, Mr. Madison. There has to be a name. Someone at the embassy, perhaps?
Mr. Roche.
Yes, of course. I can vouch for that. I have total confidence in Mr. Palfrey. Yes, I will bear that in mind, thank you. Yes, when Mr. Roche... Yes, Prime... Oh, dear.
2 men from Washington came to see me at work. They knew all about my association with Harold and Manfred. How, I don't know. Well, I suppose I do. They probably opened my mail. They wanted to know all about the wargaming, how it was played. I thought it was all part of a security check because of you know the wargaming abbreviations used on the computer disks?
Appearing as if it were coded data. Understandable.
That's right. Well, over the past 2 or 3 months, we've been playing a very sophisticated game, a modern Star Wars type of thing, using lasers, IFF systems, electronic warfare. These are games where time is vital, not seconds, Mr. Palfrey, not even fractions of seconds. I'm talking about microseconds, really cutting down the enemy's capability to react.
Close to the kind of work you were engaged on.
In my job, yeah. You see, we wargamers take our games very seriously, and I suppose, without realizing it, I was using some of my professional knowledge.
To gain advantage?
But I wasn't giving away secrets.
Whose idea was it that you play this Star Wars game?
Your countryman, Harold Thruxton. Harold did.
Far from the flash of sabers, the smell of gunpowder.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
The CIA men who came to visit you, what did they say?
Well, they said that I was being seduced by a very clever spy ring, and that they wanted me to do something for them without questioning it. They said it would be in America's best interest.
And you agreed to go along with the plan they put to you?
Yes, I did. The first thing they wanted me to do was to find some pretext for Harold, Manfred, and myself to meet up here in London.
And it was they who suggested the Thruxton's flat?
I'm sorry?
Apartment.
Yes, that's right.
So what were your instructions once in London?
I was to go to a hotel where a reservation had been made for me, and I would be contacted there.
And you were?
Twice. The first time, an envelope was left in my room containing the passport and the airline tickets.
And the second time?
An American phoned. He didn't leave his name. He wanted me to meet him alone outside the Bayswater subway station.
And?
Well, I went there and met with the guy. And then he told me that Washington wanted him and me to meet up in Paris tonight, before I fly back to New York.
To do what, Mr. Madison?
I don't know, Mr. Palfrey. I still don't know. And besides, he wasn't the kind of man you ask questions.
I feel Palfrey has lost the momentum, ma'am. This affair is moving more quickly than he is. He should have grasped the initiative and brought Madison in.
I know, Mr. Roche, Mr. Palfrey is not your style. But he has a knack of doing the right thing at the right time. Tea, please, Hyacinth.
Yes, madam.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I smoke?
If you have to, Mr. Roche.
Nei cieli vigi guardo fumar dai mille camini.
Did you get anywhere with Madison?
Yes, I believe I did. What of our special branch colleagues? Anything?
Cedar Tree 2 Sierra Bravo units engaged in this operation.
Any movement out there, over?
Sierra Bravo 1 to Cedar Tree. Nothing.
Sierra Bravo 2 and 3, negative. Occupant of Citron hasn't moved. Over.
Sierra Bravo to Cedar Tree. He's giving the 1812 a bashing. Must have it on repeat.
Otherwise, not a dicky bird. Over and out.
It's 7 now. How long are you going to give it? Let's just play it by ear, eh? It's obvious you've worked it all out. Are you going to tell me or keep me in the dark with everyone else?
Heaven forbid. Roche has set the whole thing up.
Roche?
Why is not entirely clear.
And Madison?
A pawn. The sort of weak man intelligence services love to manipulate.
So what now?
No, we play their little game to the end. Nasty little game, I'm afraid.
This German, Manfred Stratter, how does he fit in?
According to our German colleagues in Bonn, he has a very dubious background. Suspected Warsaw Pact agent.
And we're going to let him into Britain?
Well, let's just wait and see what develops, eh?
Ma'am,
There's nothing we can do but wait until Mr. Palfrey gets in touch.
my people are very displeased at the way in which this affair is being handled. And to be perfectly frank, and I'm inclined to go along with them on this one.
Inclined to go along with them on this one. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Roche?
Ma'am, we don't think Palfrey's the right man for the job. He's too set in his ways. We think that with the possibility of one of your own people being involved, Even more disturbing, one of the ministry's own departments.
Cover-up, is that what you're insinuating, Mr. Roche?
It's a question that has to be posed. If not by me, then by other people.
I can assure you, Mr. Roche, the ministry's policy is as it always has been, a policy of cooperation between our respective intelligence departments. We would do nothing seriously to damage that relationship. When it comes to Western defenses, we do not neglect our responsibilities. We do not cover up.
It's over an hour, you know.
Patience.
Sierra Bravo 2 to Cedar Tree. Taxi's just pulled up in the street.
Passenger getting out. I can see... Hold on. Stand by. False alarm. Passenger is female. Cedar Tree. Driver of Citroen has left vehicle. He's out on foot somewhere.
Did you receive that? Over.
Got it.
Cedar Tree from Control. Message for you. Over.
Go ahead, over.
Message reads, Strata is in intensive care, Berlin Hospital. Knocked down by hit-and-run driver, en route to Tempelhof Airport. In a coma, not expected to live. Message ends. Over and out.
Yes? When? How?
A single shot to the head. Is Roche with you?
Yes, he's here.
Mr. Palfrey.
Oh, one moment, madam.
Driver of suspect black Citroen has been positively identified as Daniel Bellino, American national. Subject listed as freelance CIA operator used for illegal operations. Believed assassin.
And currently busy eliminating a Soviet spy ring in Europe under our nose.
Madison doesn't know what dangerous company he's keeping.
Madam?
Yes. Yes. Daniel Bellino. No, I don't need to make a note of that. He seems to have a penchant for hiring black Citroens. Thank you, Mr. Palfrey.
Ma'am, I can explain.
I think you'd better.
Mr. Palfrey. Bingo.
Ah, very neat. Tonal decoder. Made in East Germany. Just what Thruxton needed for his real hobby.
His real hobby?
Espionage.
We had to take action, Mr. Palfrey. Our information was that you had lost Madison. It was felt that the operation was in jeopardy.
And a very dirty operation, too, if I might say.
One would like to feel one enjoyed the trust of one's allies.
If not one's friend.
Now, see here, this is no penny ante poker game.
You set out to hoodwink us from the start, Mr. Roche.
There are those in Washington who still harbor grave doubts about British intelligence.
All British intelligence?
Well, no, ma'am. Clearly, your operation is beyond question. I meant to express doubts about a general level of intelligence dependability over here.
I see. So because of these doubts, we're not to be entrusted with advanced technology like Skyscan.
We are talking about the defense of the West.
Which is hardly advanced by deceit between us.
Now look, I don't have to apologize for this. If the president decides to risk military advantage as the price of sharing costs on developing this technology, that's his decision. I'm here to evaluate that risk.
By setting us up over this Madison affair.
It's just as well we did, seeing it led us to your Mr. Thruxton, who was a spy.
Very much the past tense.
Which reminds me, I hope your Mr. Bellino is now beyond the jurisdiction of our courts.
I don't think I know Mr. Bellino, ma'am.
I expect Mr. Madison could describe him well enough.
Madison? Surely he's no longer in London.
Oh, yes. He's a guest of ours. Or had you expected him to be in the past tense, too?
Yes. Thank you. Yes, Prime Minister.
Thank you for informing me. Gentlemen, we have something to celebrate. The Prime Minister will be making an announcement tomorrow. NATO is adopting the Skyscan system to be manufactured largely in Britain under license. Now, isn't that good? Clearly to the great mutual advantage of our two countries. Mr. Roche, I wonder if you would care to join Mr. Palfrey and me for dinner.
I'd be honored, ma'am.
Excellent, excellent. Shall we say English-speaking union?
We'll send a car to pick you up, of course. Leipzig, October 1813. The city. The French and their allies in a large semicircle to the east of it. Here, the Austrians, the Russians, the Prussians, and the Swedes attack the forces of Napoleon. His contingent of Saxons desert, leaving a hole in the lines. The French draw back. They plan to cross the river and then blow the bridge to forestall the chase. But fate decrees otherwise.
Yes? Well, what happened, Mr. Palfrey?
Someone blew the bridge at the wrong time. And so, the French were captured. Good, isn't it?
Where were we when all this was happening?
We were otherwise engaged. Wellington had done his bit in the passes of the Pyrenees. Followed up in Valley and Glen, with blare of bugle and clamour of men, roll of cannon and clash of arms, and England pouring on her foes. Such a war had such a close.
Very good, Mr. Palfrey.
Not bad. Right. Who shall we fight next?